What is up, guys? It is Jed Wrestling here, back again with another video. And today we have rating every WWE Elite series from Series 116 all the way up to Series 125. If you guys remember, this was a series I was doing from late 2024 to early 2025, and the last one I did was over a year ago over Elite Series 101 to 115. We made it up to 115 back then, so we're going to start up again here on 116. I'm going to tell you what I think of the series, tell you my favorite figure from it, tell you my least favorite figure from it. It's about to be awesome. Just a little disclaimer before we get into the official rating. We're not taking into account chase variants or collector's editions. We're just taking into account either the 5 or 6 traditional figures that are in a series. Starting off with Elite Series 116, we have Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Brian Pillman, Lexus King, Jade Cargill, and AJ Styles. Favorite's going to be Kevin Owens, man, easily. This was the first Kevin Owens that we ever saw that had a cloth shirt, and the first Elite Kevin Owens that we had ever seen with the duct tape KO logo on the shirt. And I know it's blue, it's not that silver that a lot of people like, but it's still a duct tape KO shirt, man. It's still the cloth shirt. Underneath that blue KO shirt, you actually get the WrestleMania 40 shirt that he was wearing when he faced Randy Orton and Logan Paul in that triple threat match for the US title. So you get kind of a 2-in-1 Owens in there. And I like Kevin Owens figures, so yeah, that one is really, really cool. The worst is going to be Lexus King. I like Lexus King, but I don't know. This head sculpt really doesn't do him justice. I feel like the paint like the paint on the face kind of looks like splodged on, and it really doesn't look too much like Lexus King. I feel like they could have done the beard and the hair a little bit better. Jumping now to Elite Series 117. This series contains Seth Rollins, Axiom, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Grayson Waller, and Roman Reigns. Really good series going on here, man. A lot of bright, colorful figures that we're seeing here. But my favorite figure in this series is the WrestleMania 40 Night 2 Seth freaking Rollins, man. If you see my Seth Rollins shelf up on the top shelf up there, you will see that I have the Elite 117 right between the Elite 109 and the new Ultimate Edition Series 30. So I hold this Seth Rollins up to a very high regard. I think the attire is really, really unique because most of the time when we see Seth Rollins, it's just like, the tights. But here we got the baggy pants going on with the purple flames going up on the front and the back. This Seth Rollins overall is just really unique and cool. He didn't come with any accessories outside of interchangeable hands, but I think that's forgivable. Seth Rollins is my favorite figure out of the series, and my least favorite figure is going to be Roman Reigns. Obviously, we had wanted a promo Roman Reigns for quite a bit of time up to this point, but I don't know, at least in elite form, but I don't know, man. I don't know if this Roman Reigns really moves the needle for me. They didn't give him a new leg mold. They just gave him the traditional shield pants mold, which I feel like didn't work too well. The Family Above All hoodie is really cool. I like how he comes with the watch and the smiling head sculpt. But I feel like the leg mold kind of holds this figure back a bit because it's pretty much just like a wrestling attire Roman just without the gauntlets, man. I feel like this figure was kind of lazy, and they definitely could do a way better promo Roman Reigns if they want to. But my favorite out of the series is Seth Rollins. My least favorite is Roman Reigns. Elite 117, definitely a solid set. In the blinds, got some natural light in here now, man. Looking really cool. But now jumping into Elite Series 118, this is the Bloodline series. We got Nia Jax, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. Favorite is going to be Jacob Fatu easily. I'm really not the biggest fan of this series as a whole. I feel like there's a lot of just like bland figures in here and figures that didn't really deliver as far as maybe likeness or posability or something. But the Jacob Fatu is definitely going to be my favorite. Even then, it's not perfect because as I'm going to touch on a bit later with the Elite 125, Jacob Fatu, the arms are way too skinny. And I know up to this point, based off of like when this figure was, I know that Jacob Fatu up to that point had some pretty skinny arms going on. Like he was pretty cut, if you know what I'm saying. But I don't know, man. Like I don't feel like this really resembles Jacob Fatu as much as it could if the arms were a little beefier. But I feel like everything else is really good on this Jacob, man. I like the tight cloth shirt. Head sculpt looks absolutely crazed, and if you have it in hand, it does pose around really, really nice. My least favorite is gonna be Solo Sikoa. This is kind of like the weekend Solo because he's got the red cloth jacket going on, which I do like. But at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of just a Solo Sikoa in a suit, and I feel like the promo gears that they focus on are really like bland, man. Like we see the Codys in the suits. We see like a Solo in a suit. Why don't we see like an elite promo CM Punk outside of the Mattel Creations? Or why don't we see a promo Randy Orton in the Elite, or a promo, or like a suited Seth Rollins in the Elite or something. And also, I don't have this figure, but judging by the look of the legs, they do look like they pose around absolutely horribly. That doesn't factor into my decision here because I don't have that figure. Elite Series 119. This is another series that has 5 figures. So this was the brief period where they were doing like only 5%. But we have Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, Ethan Page, Dexter Lumis, and Bronathan Breaker. Best is Dominic Mysterio. If you have this figure in hand, you can definitely attest to the fact that this thing is highly detailed. Got a really cool jacket going on with it. I wish the waist wrap thing was removable, but I did end up cutting mine, so it is technically removable now. And you can still easily just put it back on. You can like rest it back on as long as you have the jacket there. So they give you a bit of an option if you have that Dominic Mysterio. But this one is really really nice, man. It's like the first real dirty Dom we were seeing. Obviously, we saw some other Judgment Day Dominic Mysterios before, but this was the first like peak Dominic Mysterio that we were seeing, like from his peak heel run when he grew out the mustache and the big Eddie mullet and all that. Really, really nice Dominic Mysterio. Got a really unique attire as well with the black, then like the purple rib cage. Worst is going to be Braun Breaker. I like the new tan here because I feel like a lot of times they don't get too many skin tones fully accurate. I feel like this skin tone is very accurate for Braun Breaker because he always puts on that tanner and he's always looking more orange than Becky Lynch's hair out there. But I don't know, man. I was never feeling this attire at all. I feel like this attire is just weird. Usually I kind of like yellow attires, but I don't know, man. This one really doesn't fit for Braun Breaker. And I feel like with everything he's up against in this series, this figure really doesn't stand up. Favorite Braun Breaker is still the Elite 114 and the all black. I just hope that we get some more updated Braun Breakers soon, like maybe with that new future attire that he's wearing with the black and gold. Like that one's really nice. I hope we get a new Braun Breaker wearing that attire from like the Vision. But my favorite is gonna be Dominic Mysterio. My worst is Braun Breaker. Elite 119, honestly, pretty impressive series. I like the fresh array of characters that we have here, like Dexter Lumis. That was the first Elite Dexter Lumis. We hadn't seen a new Dom in a while. Got your Ethan Page in there. So yeah, I do definitely like Elite 119. It's an underrated one as far as recent series go. Elite Series 120, not a fan of this wave whatsoever. We got Cody Rhodes, Joe Gacy, Roman Reigns, LA Knight, and Lola Vice. We did see Lola Vice and Joe Gacy in here, so that's 2 fresh new characters, but I don't know, man. You got another Roman Reigns in here. You got an LA Knight, which really was not that good. A Cody Rhodes that wasn't that interesting either. But the best figure out of the series is going to be Joe Gacy. Obviously, Joe Gacy. I almost said Joe Hendry. Joe Gacy really isn't the most interesting character of all time that you could get a new Elite figure of. But at the end of the day, this one is just really unique, and I feel like it outshines all the other figures out of the series as far as like the new molds. You got the cloth goods there with the red shirt and the blue jacket. You could easily put that blue jacket on a Brock Lesnar. I'm sure it would look really good. But yeah, Joe Gacy is going to be my favorite figure out of the series as we inch one step closer towards completing the Wyatt Six in Elite form. And the worst, I gotta say, Roman Reigns, man. Head sculpt, seen it. Every single part, seen it. Attire, pretty much seen it. I believe this was the first one where we actually had the double red gauntlets on both sides. But that's easily something you could just make at home if you have multiple Roman Reigns. It's kind of like I did. But the OTC shirt is pretty cool, but at the same time, it's got like a hood hanging off the back. MDT calls this one the shoody because it's like a shirt and a hoodie. But I don't really vibe with that specific OTC shirt. The one that we saw with the next Elite Roman Reigns we're going to be talking about, the OTC T-shirt. That one works way better. We'll have to see if that one does better in the ranking. But this Elite 120 Roman Reigns definitely is not my favorite. Elite 121. Now, this is when things start to pick up again, man. We had a great Elite 119, kind of a dull Elite 120, but here, Elite 121, this one is nice. Obafemi, Carmelo Hayes, CM Punk, Gunther, Austin Theory, and Alba Fire. I know I keep pointing out the fresh characters, man, but there was a lot on display here, including the first Carmelo Hayes Elite that we've seen in a while, and it is my favorite figure out of this series. Got the red, white, and blue Carmelo Hayes gear from, I believe, Money in the Bank 2024. This is based off of. He's got the Mellow Don't Miss shirt. In my opinion, a better head sculpt than the first Carmelo Hayes. I feel like it's not all the way there. When you have the glasses on, it definitely looks way better. But I don't know. I feel like the smile is kind of weird. But this one is definitely better than the Elite 105. Elite 105, I did like for the purple attire, at least on the regular version. But the head sculpt really just was not there for me at all. I don't feel like it looked anything like Carmelo Hayes. This one is definitely better, and it is my favorite figure out of the series. You get your full Carmelo Hayes fix with the glasses and the shirt. Really super duper nice for your mellow. And the worst, it kind of pains me because I do like the attire on this figure a lot, but it is going to be Austin Theory. That white and green attire from WrestleMania 40, it's really really good, and you get the new tag team championship with it as well. This goes with the Elite 117 Grayson Waller. It was kind of late coming in with a matching attire, but they did manage to get it out. But I don't know, man. I feel like this would have been better if they had gone with the Elite 110 Austin Theory head sculpt wise, because this one is just weird. I mean, like, what's that face?
No.
This guy looks like he freaking painted a beard on his face or something. But Austin Theory, he is going to be my least favorite figure out of the series. Once again, like the attire, do not like that head sculpt. Elite Series 122, we got Io Sky, Andrade, Damian Priest, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brutus Creed, and Julius Creed. Not a bad little set here, but the best, it's obvious. You gotta go with Stone Cold Steve Austin. How can you not love this Austin, man? You got all the accessories that you get here with the microphone and the hat and the really classic looking logo on the jacket. It's like a George Stone Cold Steve Austin, which we really haven't seen many of, and I know they're really popular. So you got the black jorts on your promo gear, Stone Cold. This is like a good promo gear right here, man. Like, I feel like they nailed every aspect of the Stone Cold Steve Austin pretty much. And fun fact, this was actually the first ever Stone Cold Steve Austin as the Stone Cold character that we saw in the main Elite series. All the other ones have been either have been like a subline or something, but here we saw the mainline Elite Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it did not disappoint. I love that shirt. And the worst is going to be Io Sky. This is a good figure. I just feel like it's way too similar to the Elite 105. I like how she comes with the trash can, and she's got like the bluish purple attire going on. I'm pretty sure this is from War Games 2024. I'm really not 100% sure, but she does come with that new attire, which is slightly worse than the Elite 105 in my opinion. I feel like the Elite 105 attire is better, and since this is pretty much a repaint minus the accessory, I gotta give this figure the least rank out of the series. Elite 123. This is another wave that's just kind of a bit iffy, man. You got Roman Reigns, Great Khali, Nikki Bella, Axe, Smash, and Drew McIntyre. The reason I don't really like this series is just because we really don't have like any fresh new current guys in there. The current guys that we see here are Nikki Bella, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre. We've seen quite a bit of Nikki Bellas before. We've seen about 500 Roman Reigns that look pretty much exactly like this, and we've seen pretty much 700 Drew McIntyres that look exactly like this. But the best is going to be Axe, man. These new demolition figures, definitely the highlight of Elite 123 for me. If I could rank both of them as first, then I would, but I can't do that. I got to give the number one rank to only one figure out of the series, and it's going to be Axe, man. I just like the face paint better on Axe overall, not just on this figure, just overall. I think he has the cooler looking face paint. And the worst, I actually wrote down Drew McIntyre, but I changed it to Roman Reigns, man. This is the third Roman Reigns Elite in a row where he's going to be ranked as the worst in the series, which kind of makes me feel bad. I do love my OTC. I love my Tribal Chief. Don't worry about that. But this one is just weird. I like the new torso. I like the OTC shirt way better than the shitty one on the Elite 120 because it doesn't have a hood on it. You could just have the standard OTC t-shirt. But this is another head sculpt that I really don't like. It looks like Roman Reigns, but it looks like a young Roman Reigns. Like you could throw this on some sort of elite from like 2015, 2016, 2017, and it would definitely fit. It just looks like a young Roman Reigns to me. Like the beard ain't full enough. The face overall just looks young. And I'm not saying it doesn't look like Roman Reigns. He just looks young. And he's got those weird new gauntlets where they were hiked all the way up on his forearms. This Roman Reigns overall is just kind of weird, and it is my least favorite figure out of the series. I'm sincerely sorry, Tribal Chief. Elite 124. Talk about a step up. This series was really, really good. I ended up getting 5 out of the 6 figures in this series, which were Jey Uso, CM Punk, Labra Valkyria, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Rey Mysterio. I'm giving it to another half of a tag team again here. I gotta go with Chris Sabin. At least on my copy of the Motor City Machine Gun release, the Chris Sabin poses around way better than the Alex Shelley does in the legs. The Alex Shelley legs are just a little bit tight, but the Chris Sabin, it feels like an older figure as far as the legs go. It feels flush, feels smooth. I feel like I like the head sculpt better on the Chris Sabin as well. It has a lot of likeness. He's got the cloth good, pretty much everything you need with a Chris Sabin action figure. And honestly, if the Alex Shelley posed around a bit better, I'd say everything you need with the Motor City Machine Gun action figures as a whole. But my favorite is definitely going to be Chris Sabin, especially with those new unique legs with like the rubbery shorts. This was just a chef's kiss Chris Sabin, in my opinion. And the worst, you see him front row on my shelf right there. I just had to give it to Rey Mysterio. That I was gonna give it to CM Punk, but at the end of the day, I did go with Rey Mysterio. The head kind of looks weird as far as like on the neck pay, like the traps. I feel like are a little too defined on this Rey Mysterio. And I like this Rey Mysterio a lot. It's definitely one of my favorite newer age Rey Mysterios they've done as far as attire and posability goes, and tattoo detail as well. But I don't know, man. I got to give this Rey Mysterio the worst spot in the series because it simply doesn't really stand up next to the rest of the figures out of the series, especially that Chris Sabin. Final series we'll be talking about today. It's another banger one. Elite Series 125. Stephanie Vaquer, Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, Crush, Coco Beware, and Julia. If I'm being honest, I don't think you'd be wrong if you really went with any of these, and I wanted to go with Stephanie Vaquer. That one is really really nice. It's just that the legs are a little bit skinny, man. Like they give all the women just like the standard leg molds and arm molds most of the time, and I don't feel like it fits necessarily everyone. Like that new Elite 126 Roxanne Perez that's coming out. I ain't trying to be weird here, man, but Roxanne Perez, she's got some thick legs going on, man. So it's just same as Stephanie Vaquer. So I feel like this really didn't fit for the Stephanie figure that we saw. But my favorite is going to be Coco Beware. What once again, like with the Stone Cold Steve Austin, you just can't not love this Coco Beware, man. I mean, it looks so classy. You can't just get a surge of just joy and nostalgia when you look at this Coco Beware, man. He's got a Frankie the bird. He's got the stand to actually put Frankie on. You can hold her in his hand. It's just really really cool, man. Really colorful figure, especially with that cloth good. I'm a big fan of that Coco Beware. And the worst, I kind of talked about it at the beginning of this video, but it's Jacob Fatu. The half red, half black gear, pretty much, is really nice. Simone Werewolf shirt with the red and the black werewolf logo is really really nice. It's similar to the Elite 118, but I'm having this as the worst because of the skinny arms once again. And I think this head sculpt is slightly worse than the Elite 118 head sculpt. I would prefer like a more expressive savage look on Jacob Fatu. This does look like him. It's just that it's kind of a boring face, and I would have preferred something a bit more akin to like the smile, or maybe have his tongue out, or him screaming or something. But I don't know. Jacob Fatu, he is my least favorite figure out of the series. That has been my rating for every WWE Elite series from Series 116 all the way up to Series 125. I assume when WWE World starts happening, we're going to see some more photo galleries for Elite 126, and it's probably going to come out shortly after that. So this video is already going to be outdated. But please let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Smash a like on this video, or I'll bully you. Subscribe to Jed Wrestling, or I'll be under your bed at night. And I'll see you guys next time. Jed Wrestling out.